Hello and welcome, this is Daisy. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the differences between customizing with transfer paper and sublimation. I have received many questions about this topic and I hope to answer those questions with this tutorial. First, we're going to talk about which printers can we use. To customize with transfer paper, you are going to need a laser or inkjet printer. For this process, I like to use my Canon Pixma Mega Tank. On the other hand, for sublimation, you are going to need a special printer for sublimation. You can also convert a printer for sublimation. The printers that can be converted into sublimation are those that do not use heat while printing. Most of Epson EcoTank printers do not use heat technology while printing. Therefore, they can be converted into sublimation printers. If you would like to learn how to do this process, I invite you to visit me on my channel. I will link the tutorials in the video description down below. For the sublimation process, I use an Epson EcoTank printer that I have converted into sublimation printer, and I am very happy with its performance. Now we're going to talk about the ink. To customize with transfer paper, you can use the ink that comes with your printer. Conventional printing ink. On the contrary, to customize with sublimation, you need to use a special ink for sublimation. I like to use Hippo sublimation ink. Now we're going to talk about the papers. To customize with transfer paper, obviously we're going to need transfer paper. This one comes in two types: transfer paper to customize dark fabrics and transfer paper to customize light colors or white. There is a wide variety of very good brands on the market. I like to use Sub and Hippo transfer paper for dark colors. Now to customize white t-shirts, I like to use Pen Gear brand. This one you can find it at Walmart. On the other hand, to print the designs for sublimation, you're going to need a special paper for sublimation. These two are my favorites, Sub and Hippo sublimation paper. What materials can we customize with transfer paper and sublimation? With transfer paper, you can customize any type of fabric such as cotton, polyester, and cotton polyester blends. Also, you can customize any color. Now, for sublimation, you are limited to customizing polyester fabric, 65% polyester and above. The advantage of sublimation is that you cannot also customize on polyester fabric, but you can also customize other materials like ceramic mugs, ceramic tiles, wood, tumblers, glass, and much more. Before continuing with this video, I would like to invite you to please support my channel by subscribing, liking, commenting, and by pressing the notification bell. Now I will show you the transfer process for both. First, I'm going to show you how to print the design. I'm going to start with transfer paper for dark fabric. And here is the printed design. To print on dark fabric transfer paper, you don't need to set it on mirror mode. Now I'm going to print the same design using transfer paper for white fabric. For this specific paper, we need to print on mirror mode. Now I'm going to print the sublimation image. For this, I'm going to use sublimation paper. In the video description below, I'm going to link all of the materials, supplies, and design used in this tutorial. For sublimation, we need to print on mirror mode, especially when we are printing text. I'm going to show you the printings. These two are the printings for transfer paper. This design is being printed using white fabric transfer paper. Always print on mirror mode when you are using white fabric transfer paper. Now, to print designs using dark fabric transfer paper, you don't need to set mirror mode. Now, this is the design printed with sublimation ink. Print on mirror mode when you are printing designs for sublimation. I'm going to start preparing the designs to be transferred to the fabric. Before transferring designs printed with transfer paper, we need to cut around the design. Now, when transferring designs printed with sublimation ink, we don't need to cut around the design. The only thing I'm going to do with this printing is to cut the watermark. You can erase that watermark before printing if you wish. Now I'm going to start transferring the designs printed on transfer paper. To transfer the designs printed with transfer paper, you can use a home iron or a heat press. I'm going to start transferring the design for dark fabric. Iron it or press it for 10 seconds to remove wrinkles. Before placing the design, clean the surface using a lint roller. Peel off the paper on the back of the design, then align it on the fabric. A piece of protective paper on top. Find the recommended time and temperature of pressing in the fabric transfer box. The temperature will depend on the brand of the transfer paper. I'm going to place a big piece of butcher paper on top. Remember, if you don't have a heat press, you can use a home iron. I'm going to press this one at 370 degrees for 30 seconds. Here is the first design already transferred. Now we're going to move to the second one. I'm going to transfer the design printed on white fabric transfer paper. And when customizing with this paper, we don't need to remove the paper on the back. Simply place the design facing down, place a piece of protective paper on top, and secure it with heat-resistant tape if you wish. The time and temperature of pressing is going to depend on the transfer paper brand. Remember, when transferring designs printed on transfer paper, you may use a home iron or a heat press. I'm going to use my heat press and I'm going to press it at 370 degrees Fahrenheit for 80 seconds. And here is the second design already transferred. Now I'm going to move to the last one. I'm going to transfer the design printed with sublimation ink. For that, I'm going to use a piece of polyester fabric. Before placing the design, remember to press it for 10 seconds to remove the wrinkles. Then clean the surface using a lint roller. Place the design facing down and secure it using heat-resistant tape. To press sublimation designs, it's highly recommended to use a heat press that is bigger than the design. Let's press it. I'm going to place a big piece of butcher paper on top of the design before pressing. And I'm going to press for 60 seconds at 380 degrees. And here is the design already transferred into the polyester fabric. The colors are very vivid and bright. The polyester fabric absorbs the ink. In conclusion, I think that both fabric transfer and sublimation are a great option for customizing fabric garments. You could choose the one that best suits your needs. In the video description below, I'm going to link all of the supplies used in this tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial, and please don't forget to support my channel by subscribing, liking, commenting, and by pressing the notification bell. Thank you for your visit, and I'll see you in my next tutorial.